Hello guys, welcome back to a new tutorial from GeoScience Solutions. In this particular tutorial you are going to learn about layer symbology, specifically in regards to vector data. So first I'd like to take this moment to wish all the surveyors happy Global Surveyors Day. So today we are celebrating all the surveyors, and if you're watching this video and you're a surveyor or you do survey work in your line of work, happy Surveyors Day. So now let's start on this lesson. You can see I've loaded some data here. These points represents the major towns and the polygon data represent the counties in Kenya. So I'm going to show you how to symbolize your data in QGIS, and as I said, we're doing the vector data, so we'll focus on the points, lines and polygons. So now symbology is basically the visual appearance of your map. How is the user going to visualize your map? Is it informative? Is it appealing? You should make sure that the symbols that you choose, the colors that you choose, should pass a particular message to your viewer. So this means that in the process of map making, choosing your symbols is part of the most important things that you need to know. So if we start with points, here we can see the various points showing the different towns we have in Kenya. And so whenever you want to change the symbology, right now you can see there are dots which are red in color, and whenever you want to change, you just need to right click your layer and then you go to properties, and then you go to symbology. And right now where we are, we're using up here in this drop down, we have different kind. You can have no symbols if you don't want to have any symbol, and right now we're using the single symbol, which means we want to represent our data using a common shape or color. So after that, you can see we're using a marker, which is this. You can see how it looks like. And if you want to change this marker, when you click on the simple marker, you can see here we have the symbol layer type. So there are different types of symbols. So when you click on this drop down, you can see right now we're using the simple marker. You can use any of this, and they're different, the appearance is different. Like if we use the ellipse, you will see this icon here, it becomes an ellipse shape. So if you can try the different ones, like the filled marker, that means it's filled inside. You can try the font marker and it looks like that. Geometry generator, you have to choose which type of geometry you want to use. You can also, we also have the SVG marker. So this is where if you had created a particular specific shape somewhere, that means you have to have the software where you can create different kind of shapes, which you can do here. But if you had it, you can just import it. But if you don't, there are different kinds of images you can use here. Like if we are mapping maybe something like hospitals, you can choose this cross, and that's how it's going to appear. So you see, if I apply, this is how the map is going to appear. It's basically going to map the points using this image. So that's using the SVG marker. So let's go back to the simple marker. So for simple marker, if you want to change the properties, like right now you can see the size is 4 millimeters, which is too big. You can change the size there. You can put like 2, and you can change the color. can also change the stroke color, the stroke style. Right now we're using the solid line, but if you want maybe the dash format, you can use that. So basically that's how you can change the appearance of your symbols for the points data. And assuming you don't want to just have this kind of a marker, when you click on marker you can change the appearance here. So if you want to have something like just like the other one for hospitals, you can click on that, then you can say apply, and you can see now you have the crosses. So if you want to go back to what we had before, which was a dot which was filled, so again we can change the size to be 2 millimeters, and we change our fill color to a color that we want, then we apply. So that's a fair size. So here under the, when you click on the simple marker, there is this plus button here, it says add symbol layer, so you can add another symbol. You can represent your data with more than one symbol layer, and it's going to put them together. I'll show you the best way how you can do that, especially with the Polygon data. So basically that's it for points data. Now something else I want to show you for our line data, which we're going to use the roads. So I'm going to turn off the points and going to turn on our roads, so you can see the roads, our major roads. And so let's go to Symbology. You can just double click on it to go to Symbology. You don't have to right click and go to properties. So the first thing I want to show you how we can symbolize our roads using a single symbol. So now first we have the line, and I'd like to use a different kind of line. I don't want the plain one. So since these are roads, I can use this icon here, and the thickness, it's too big. You can see we can reduce to, let's say, 1.5 millimeters. That's a bit better. So something else is, there's a way you can be able to enable your symbols to have different levels. Like right now, if I zoom into the map, whenever there is a break in the roads, you can see clearly we should be able to, this road should be able to join smoothly. We shouldn't see this part here. So to change that, under Symbology, we are going to enable the symbol levels. So for that, you go to advanced and then you click on symbol levels, and then we're going to enable. So this defines the order in which the symbol layers are rendered. So 0 means that it's going to be the base, and 1 means it's going to be one layer up the other layer. So when we say OK and then we apply, we should see a difference in the map. Now you can see the roads are joining well, which it's better to visualize a road like this than the way it was before. Now at least you can see the roads, how they're joining in. Something else is, whenever your roads, they're in different classes, like sometimes you can classify roads into different classes. So the way to symbolize your roads, you'll have to use the categorized, and then we are going to specify the column where we want to base our classification on. So in this case, we're going to use this field for ID, which has the different classes, and then I'm going to click on classify, and you can see we have two classes. You can remove the other one because it doesn't represent anything. So I have 1 and 2, and so I'm going to say apply. And so you see now I'm symbolizing my map based on the classes, but we still have that issue where the roads are joining, so we need to enable the symbol labels. So again we go to advanced, so and then we enable the symbol labels, and then we say okay. So when you apply, you can see it's now better. The different classes of the roads are in different colors, and you can see where they're joining well, so you can be able to tell which class is where. Also, the way that we symbolize our roads, you can come here and you can change the color, or you can choose a color ramp that you want to use. For example, if I say I want to use the magma and I apply, you will see different colors, or you can change it here. Maybe you want to change that to another color. So yeah, I can see when I've changed it in the symbol, it's not changing the map because I've already chosen a color ramp. So when I say random, it means it's going to base it on what I have here. So if I say apply, now you can see that's how it is. So it's important to enable the symbol labels, especially if you want to classify your data and show them in different colors like these ones. It's good to enable the symbol labels. So when we go to the polygon data, which currently it's just a plain color, right now you can see this is how it is. The field, when I click on the field, I can change here how do I want the fields to look like. So if I want something like a pattern like this one, I can just apply that and you'll see it will be that way. But that's not what I want. I want just a simple fill. Maybe I can use the green one. So when I click on the simple line, that's where I can change the properties of the line, and I can change the color of the line. Maybe I can make it black, and this width it's very big. I can change it maybe to 0.5. So that's how it looks right now. And this black, it's too shiny. Maybe can make it a bit, can change it a bit to maybe gray. Let's try that. Okay, that's better. So here you can see under the symbol layer type, we're using the simple line. Again, there are different kinds. You can use a centroid fill, so it's going to just have a point at the centroid of the polygon. You can use a geometry generator like the one for points. you can have a gradient fill. So you have the color, but the color is not a full color, it's like in a gradient. You can have a raster image fill. So this is where you're going to specify your image. You can have an SVG like the other one I showed for the points. So maybe for this you can try something like, so assuming you are trying to map maybe restaurants, you can use this tool. So see, you can manipulate the width. Okay, right now it's very small, but if you increase the size you will be able to visualize. Maybe let me try 5 and then we see. So right now you see, you can see the spoons and the forks. Anyway, that's if you're trying to map maybe eating out areas, something like that. Basically that's how you use the SVG, but in this case we don't want that. We just want to use the simple fill, but we don't want the, we don't want to really have a solid fill. So under the fill style you can change it. We just want no brush, and the stroke color you can change it to maybe black. So that's basically the outline color, and you can make it dash if you want to. Maybe you can try that. So you can now see our boundaries look like that. So basically that's it. Now I wanted to show you how you can add the symbol layer. So you click on this button here. So when we add it, assuming I want to have a kind of a pattern, but I also want to have this outer pattern, the one that we chose in the first time. So I'm going to change this to have a pattern. So I can say maybe gradient, not gradient fill. I can have something like maybe point pattern fill, something like, let me try that and see what happens. So basically what this means is that you are creating your symbol using two types of symbols. You're making, you are representing your data using two types of symbols at the same time. So we'll have this, the first one which had the outline, which is a dash line, and we'll also have the point pattern fill. So if you look keenly on the map, we have both. So that's how you can represent your data using two types of symbol layer types, and you can have more than one. You can have as many as you want. So but the thing is, especially maybe if you're mapping a lot of data, it could be confusing for the user. So what you need to do again is to make sure you have labels so that you can define the order in which they are drawn or rendered. So you have to enable the labels. So that's how it is. So you can choose any type of layer types that you want to use. For example, I can go back to the simple fill, and maybe I can change the fill style to be something like this dense type, in a way that I'm going to have an output like this. So if I apply and say okay, this is now how my map will appear. So again, always ensure you have the symbol labels. We ensure you enable them. So you can see it's already enabled. It's good to have that. And so that's how you can manipulate. So there's the thing of color. So for example, if you're representing water bodies, it's always good to use the blue color. If it's vegetation, you can use different shades of green. So the color that you choose and the pattern, the shapes that you choose, they're very important. Like for example, for the hospitals, I was talking about maybe using the cross shape. That's something that people can identify with. When you see a cross and maybe it's red, you can identify with a hospital, something like that. So that's very important when you are choosing how to symbolize your data. So when your final user sees your map, they can tell what they are seeing. So now I'm just going to remove this. When you want to remove it, you can just click on it and then click on the minus button, and I'm going to choose a better dash line. So basically that's it. Now I'm going to turn on my roads. So the way you arrange your layers here, it shows the drawing order. So the points, literally they should be above everything else. So you can just drag it up, and then when you turn on, that's it. So points should be above. It should be points, lines, then polygons, because if we had a full fill for the polygons, then it was above the roads, we wouldn't be able to see the roads. So now this is how our final map is looking like, and it's fairly good. So basically that's all about how to manipulate your symbology for your data in QGIS. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next video.